went to sleep and we couldn't speak to her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. A lot of it's kind of a wild card sometimes. And I know you guys aren't used to her, and this is not me excusing her. I don't want my words.
Please give us context. Help us here, because I'm on that. I'm on this energy. I'm on this. Wrap my hands. Wrap my hands. Wrap the other one. And then boom. You know what I mean?
I heard that she always used to be like this, but for some reason McNulty babied her.
She's very blunt, and she can come off away, but she has the best at her heart. There has been some road bumps problems. There was a problem with McQuillan that I don't know if you guys are.
I was there. I heard it.
So Ventura filled me and shoved that for it, right?
And no, I don't want her in command anymore. And I'm friends with Helen, but I will say, at least have a conversation with her. Tell her like, hey, this is what we're doing. You know, give them a chance. Maybe she's not giving you guys a chance.
Did you not just see what she did?
Oh wait, no, you're having that. This is your problem now, Romello.
Listen, Romello, I'm gonna be
That's
very blunt
my
on
LT
this.
Right there. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be very blunt on this, and I'm not gonna tell you what to do because I want you to handle this well. But unless she has a just reason for this bullshit, she's gone.
Wait, I do want to hear what you got to say, Romello. I think, you know, all jokes aside with the boom and all that. Get us off the ledge.
I just say have a conversation with her. I know, like, she probably rubbed Frost. Well, she did rub Frost the wrong way with her P&T thing. That was kind of like her baby, and that does not excuse her actions. But just have a conversation with her, show her that we have the best interest at heart, you two at least, because you guys are like newer, and maybe that might smooth things over. I'll talk to her and I'll tell her like, hey, you're on your last leg, especially with the last shit you pulled with McQuillan, and give her that like, yo, straighten up or get the fuck out.
Romello, one sec.
Yep.
I gave you context on me trying to talk to her and show her I've got my best interest.
Are you talking on the ground right now? What kind of example is this?
I'm just like,
do not do this, Romello. Not in our shift, all right? When you're on the ground, you're on the ground. All right? Are you good? Babe.
Yeah, I'm just laying down. I'm good. I'm just taking a break. I've been on my feet all day.
Yeah, you're fucking flat on the ground.
I've been on my feet all day.
The fuck? What kind of fucking shift one bullshit is this?
I've been on my feet all day. I'm laying down.
Fucking jeez fucking Christ.
So, yeah, as I was saying, I gave you my context on trying to have my heart on my sleeve and show her that I have her best interests. And you just saw how she still speaks to me.
Yeah.
There is no conversation with me and her because I'm repeating words I've said to her 3 different times when she told me that I'm her trauma.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want her going, I guess I gotta do what I gotta do.
And the priority of today isn't necessarily how she spoke to me in that first week or two. The priority of today is what she's done today. In court, telling Ruby about this shit, how she spoke tonight.
No, she's looking to quit.
She was already on her last leg.
That's an I quit energy.
And like I said, I would have sent her ass off duty so quick if we weren't discussing about her right now with what she just said. Like, I was near enough stun locked. I couldn't even reply to her because I had to like justify in my head, well, how do I fucking handle this? We're about to punish her anyway. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
You're set in your mind that you want her gone.
Unless she has somehow I'm not a fucking animal. If she can justify all this shit with a legitimate reason, like she's having problems or she's like anything, then obviously let's try and fix that. But I don't think she's gonna. And to be honest, I think she's gonna double down on you.
She probably is gonna double down. Are you guys opposed to one last try, me trying to get her in here and just be like, air out your grievances and see if we can solve it? And if that goes nowhere, you know, it is what it is. We have to agree to part ways.
By the sounds of it, she's had 7 last tries. Am I wrong in saying that?
Here, I agree, but I'm going to, because I'm putting my trust in you, Romello. This is to set my judgment. Sheriff, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but based on what you told me, Romello, I am willing to hear her out. However, that conversation is going to begin with this sort of behavior, and I can tell her straight, what I've been observing is unacceptable in Shift 2, Blaine County Sheriff's Office, and that is going to change. And you are on thin ice. And if I catch any of what I have been made privy to or have witnessed on my own, unless it is a, what's the word I'm looking for? A consensual, level of energy, right? Like, we're joking in a circle or whatever, right? Like unprovoked, just aggressiveness. It's time to leave. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm gonna let you two deal with this because it's your shift.
What do you think? I want to hear your opinion on that. Go ahead. I want to hear your opinion because your opinion doesn't matter.
She has had multiple chances. I had been pre-warned, which I ignored. She's been insubordinate multiple times. She called out her command in a very, very serious court case about literal serial killers where a death penalty was involved. She's just coming here with a fuck frost energy. She's calling you up, being disrespectful and entitled. She's telling me that she can't do one of her jobs without a command rank. I'll give you my honest opinion. I don't disagree with giving people second chances, but I don't think she's going to change. And she hasn't changed. And it sounds like she's always been like this. It sounds like she's always been an issue. And it sounds like she's always had a second chance. So we are literally just doing what every other person has ever done every single time she's been punished by giving her a second chance again.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
That's my opinion. It's your guys' shift.
Wait, hold on. Do you think she should be fired or suspended? And your opinion does matter here. It's our shift, but you're a sheriff. I think, I don't want to put all this weight on you, but I like
she ain't reapplying 30 days.
Okay. Well, I'm in the middle here, so.
Shit.
Okay. I'll tell you what that means when she walks in.
All right. I'll go get her.
I'm not going to be privy to this. I want you guys to deal with it. Get me up.
You're standing.
I'm not standing right now. I'm on the floor fucking starving. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the cauldron.
We can order delivery, right?
That's some city shit.
Hey,
Only city slickers
could you go by
the CSO, please?
Could you? Oh, hey, Sybil, how you doing?
Okay, can you just come over to the sheriff's office?
Hello?
Hey, do you think you could go get us
to
food?
The cauldron. You know what? I might be able to make it myself. Give me a second.
No, that's all good. And then Sybil, we'll
right.
I want to introduce you to the Romello and what we've been learning. Then we'll go out there. All right. Let's do 6 meals. Oh, you're back up. Look at that.
Do you have the funds for it?
Right,
yeah.
Come on, Sybil. Let's go.
Oh, you're going? Okay. All right.
All right.
All right, let's go, Helen.
Hey, check your text message real quick. All right. What a fucking pussy.
It's not what you did. How you feeling? What's going through your head right now?
All right.
Did I do something wrong? What did I do?
All right.
What is going on, Helen? Just what's going through your head?
I don't know. The judge is in the ICU, so I don't know when my court case is gonna be done. I don't know if I'm supposed to show up tomorrow. I'm worried someone's gonna try to break Jagger out of prison. Brixton is dead. That was my friend. That sucked really bad. I think the announcement that was put out by LSPD gives way too much information and is really disrespectful. I don't know. What else? What
are you?
Is there a reason? Go ahead, Knight.
I wanted to ask, are you good? Given the situation earlier, health wise and whatnot. I mean, that's looked fucking traumatic.
I'm on light duty. I like cannot, like, I had like surgery and shit. Like I'm.
Okay, you're good to go. Like you're on your feet. Everything's like, you know.
I'm on my feet, but I'm taking it easy. I'm not gonna be like going to shootouts or anything for a bit.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
I was made privy of some information. Is it?
I can start, Marmella. That's fine.
Go ahead.
And just because I don't want to have to kind of, you shouldn't have to be put on the hot seat for all this. Here's kind of what's going on, Helen, and I recognize that you're a, you know, you have a way with words. Let's just say, you did a good job, right, with this court case. However, the conversation in regards to PNT with the sheriff, that did not go very well. Didn't sit well with high command. I'm quite curious as to what the intent of that conversation was, as the way that it has been portrayed to me is that it came across as very privileged and very entitled. If that is not the case, I'd like to understand that.
I'm sorry, which conversation?
One with Frost in regards to needing to be command. Otherwise you're not interested in PNT, something along those lines.
Oh, like a month ago? Yeah, I said I wasn't sure if I would want to keep doing PNT without a command position. I did PNT when I was a senior deputy, and there was just a lot of roadblocks. It was like hard to do the shit I needed to do.
Okay.
I told him I would just like want it to be a further conversation before I would like make a commitment either way, because it's just straight up harder to do that job without a command position.
And so I want to,
which is fine, but
given that I was not privy to that conversation, and I know that ADHD bleeds all the way up to high command, and this is, you know, context gets missed, time goes by. So I want to hear directly from you. And we're going to go through these things one by one. And I'm trying to give you a fair shake here. All right. So that I'm not, and Romello isn't relying on third-hand information. However, and I'm going to give the same sort of, because we haven't had this kind of meeting already, and it's unfortunate this is kind of the first one. Fortunate and unfortunate, however you want to chop it up. I wish I had spoken to you much sooner, but, you know, that didn't work out. I expect honesty when, you know, if there's things that were said that you think, you know, I want you to be forthcoming if you believe the information needs to be said, right?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel completely blindsided right now. I didn't know there was like, I don't know. I didn't see this conversation happening. If anything, I thought I was gonna get in trouble for like not being sworn in and shit. That was the last conversation I had with Frost. Not that I was getting in trouble, but that was like, you know.
Sure, and so I can explain the why, right?
Right.
Well, the why sort of comes from some of the things that you said in court in regards to support by your department. Do you remember saying those things?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel supported by the department.
Okay, why would you say that in open court?
I'm not really someone that like hides how I feel about stuff.
Okay. And you do recognize that there's, you know, that doesn't, you know, being a law enforcement officer is a privilege, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And that, you know, what you do say can have consequences. And I'm not trying to be like condescending here. It's just, I'm sort of painting a picture, right? That you can say a lot of things. I say a hell of a lot of things. In fact, I said to one officer to his face that he's a dog shit cop. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of shit for that. And I stood on business. And if that leads to consequences, so be it. You know what I mean? I'll go to fucking New Babylon. And sometimes that is the right thing to do. But when making those choices, you do need to weigh the possible repercussions, right? Now,
Sure.
One thing I will state very firmly is in a room like this, if you said that, I'd be very supportive of it if that's how you feel, because that at least frames where you're at right now, and then we can converse and attempt to resolve. Doing it in open court is blatant and open insubordination and rather uncalled for. And if I'm going to be quite forthcoming, I know this ain't the first time you sort of express this opinion to others.
No, I've already brought it up to command.
Which command?
I talked to my shift 2 sergeant.
You're
Jonah.
talking about, I'm sorry?
I talked to Jonah.
Very good. And the problem, right, where it kind of coincides here is that you have to understand, and this is something that I think you have not been very considerate of, because consideration goes both ways, right? And Frost just became sheriff. I became captain about a little over a week ago, roughly. And
hey, I'll call you back.
And so I want to frame the other side of the perspective that you may not have considered here, which may have in turn led to some of these, what I will describe as poor choices. That first conversation being with Frost, which was about 18 days ago, as he did inform us about it, in which that PNT conversation happened, which I do want to hear more about. The second was a conversation that I had with you in regards to this case, which, if I'm going to be blunt, did not go very well, because on that call, I was attempting to get context and trying to be helpful, and it sort of felt like you were angry I did not know what it was about, and it came across a certain way. If that was not your intention, so be it. And then the comments in that were made in court today, it just kind of sets a very negative perception of us and what your intention is, and whether that, like, the optics that you're creating are sort of like, that ain't the way to go about it. If there's really that much of a problem, you should be coming to us, and you went to one sergeant, right? If you didn't get what you need, did you come to Ramella? Did you come to me prior to this, right? There are other alternatives, and you didn't take those other alternatives. You see where I'm coming from?
Sure.
Okay. Well, is that a sure I don't know, or
No,
I disagree?
sure, yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Now, in future, are we going to expect that kind of
sarcastic? Sorry, I just want to be clear.
Okay. In future, am I going to have to worry about that level of insubordination?
What level of insubordination? Like having
talking shit about your negative opinions in open court. That's a public setting. That's on the damn record.
I don't recall saying something about that on the record during the case.
Okay. Okay. Was it in public? Was it not on record? Regardless.
I said something in an aside to the judge. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know anybody else could hear.
That wasn't the only thing. There was a comment in the judge's quarters, right? Which I took pretty negatively. I was like, where the fuck is she? Remember the whole comment about, like, the, Marshall leaving the room? It all kind of adds up and creates a pattern. Like, what's going on
which
here?
comment?
What was it? Sending me out as opposed to Marshall. You prefer the Marshall there? Remember that?
I wanted the Marshals to be there because Parsons, I believe, is going to be like state property. So it wasn't, I wanted you there. I specifically requested that High Command be there. But you guys weren't at the courthouse, so we brought the Marshals instead. And when you showed up, I didn't want them to be replaced, but I wanted you there in addition to. You know what I mean? But
my hope and my expectation is that there is zero insubordination. This is a new department. I will tell you straight up, I am sick and tired of the way that LSPD handles itself. You might be like, why the fuck is not talking about LSPD? Because that place is a fucking shit show. We will have higher standards, and especially in this shift, that's going to be built up. I have a much higher expectation of our deputies. And if that expectation cannot be met, and it's going to be a hard expectation to meet, I don't want them here. It makes my job that much more difficult. And there are other opportunities. Now, I want to be rather clear about this because I don't want it to be misconstrued. If you want to do like, you know, talk to your friends about your issues on the side, I'm okay with that. Ramella's a good friend of yours. Even if it might be about me, you can do that. That's normal human shit. I do it all the time, you know? But there's like levels to it. And you as any one of us, we're all adults. We know when we've gone a bit too far and where we cross into the line of confiding in someone, right? Or, you know, what's the word? You know, when it's like, yo, fuck Frost. He's fucking not fucking me enough. You know what I mean? What's that called? Like fucking,
what?
You know, when, you know, you like, you know, you need to fucking, God damn it. You know, like, let's say you're like, man, Brian just yelled at me. That's got me pissed off.
You talking about like venting to someone?
Yeah, vent. That's the word I'm looking for. Vent is someone, that's not insubordination, but there is a line that crosses into that. And I think that line is pretty rather clear, right? And I think that you know, what happened today, I think clearly crosses into that line. So I want you to be thinking twice before doing that future. Is that something I can get from you, Helen?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I need to reflect on the information being presented to me.
Okay.
Today.
Well, I want you to converse back here, right? Is something being misrepresented? You tell me.
I think I need to think.
Okay. All right.
I mean, same as y'all, like, to sit in this room and decide how you feel about it, you know?
Reflect on whether or not you can be insubordinate. I need a bit more information.
I don't know, just what you're saying. Do you want me to just blindly agree with you, or do you want me to like genuinely think?
I expect communication. This is an opportunity that I believe you were looking for to have that communication. You're being given an opportunity now. In fact, I think you're getting a lot of outs at this moment.
And I think what Knight's trying to say is like, I don't think anything here is accusatory, is rather clearing the air, as, you know, he said, she said turns into like 5 different stories, and he's just trying to get a clear picture from your point of view to maybe plug in some holes. So it's not like accusatory in nature. We're just trying to figure out what exactly is happening and shit like that.
I mean, it feels pretty accusatory. Are you sure?
Well, that's why, listen, if it was, I know why it probably feels that way. Because these kind of conversations simply are not happening enough. There is a lack of confrontation. There's a lack of people coming into a room. And there is a lack of adult conversations taking place. And trust me, this ain't the first one. And yeah, this is going to feel new. But what you're being told here, Helen, is that this is the information that I am receiving. This is some of the information. This is some of what I have seen. And you have an opportunity here to clear that air and explain what happened from your perspective. and what your intentions were.
I guess to me, it just doesn't feel like you want me to explain myself. It feels like, and this is just how I feel. Feels like y'all don't think my interests align with the department.
It may or may not, right? And that's what we're trying to figure out. Because historically speaking, I will be honest with you, what I have perceived, what I have seen, and that includes that statement when the sheriff here asked you to wait 10 minutes and you thought it to be okay to say, I don't have 10 minutes or whatever it is you said.
I was just knocking on the door to fuck around, and I wasn't going to wait 10 minutes just to say some stupid shit. So I just, left and didn't want y'all to worry about it. I had no idea y'all were in here talking about me.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's regardless of what we were talking about in here, it was a statement. When the sheriff tells you he needs 10 minutes, that is not the response you provide. I ain't Turner. I ain't sitting on a fence. I ain't Peters. I'm not coming in as a line or Maxwell coming in a goddamn linebacker waiting to fucking defend you over each and everything. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is I think, right? And I'm expecting you to feel like you can bite back and communicate back. And you know what? You can tell me that wasn't the damn intention. No, I don't want to be a part of PNT. You can do that. But what I need is straight honesty. Because what is it that you feel? What is it that you want? Are you able to try to live up to these expectations, which is, I quite frankly feel is pretty damn, pretty standard. Maybe not as of recent, but it has been standard for a while. This is a new age here in the Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, I understand, like, wanting me to bite back. It's been a long fucking day. I got shot. Like I said, I feel pretty blindsided. I would much rather take time to think than bite back. Okay. Especially if the issue is insubordination. But now you're telling me to bite back?
When I say bite back, I don't mean you got to start saying, wild shit. I just mean,
but like, clearly, y'all don't pick up what I'm putting down vibe wise. So like,
so explain
I don't really
to us.
Risk that.
Explain to us. Look, this don't got it.
I would really rather take time to think.
Okay, all right. How much time do you need? A day, 2 days? You'll let us know. I mean, you tell me.
I don't know. I feel like you want to fight. I don't really want that.
Helen, you can't tell me that we want to fight when.
Well, I like the words "bite back." Is like I don't want to like yell at you and be like.
You don't need to yeet to yell, but you can if you need to. You don't. This isn't. You have to do it. I'm saying the room is yours. You can say what you want, right? If you need to bite, if you need to swing your cane around, those are all options that I'm okay with.
What he's basically saying. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Porter.
I was just going to say, I don't think he means like bite back, like scream out. He just means if you need to clear the air about your frustrations, this is an open room for you to explore that.
This is why he's the LT. Yeah. He gets what I'm saying. He's our translator. I'm going to be honest.
I do feel unsupported by the department. Okay. I don't think I've hid that. I've quite literally brought it up to my command, and he told me he's not surprised that I feel that way.
Okay.
I said I feel pushed out. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not surprised. I would too if I was you."
That was the direction given to you by the sergeant?
That is the conversation I had with Jonah like 2 days ago, maybe.
Okay.
This conversation doesn't make me feel less pushed out. But also, I respect if I don't fit the vibe of the department and you think I would be better suited not here, then I'm not gonna like fight that.
So
if y'all don't want me here, I don't want to be here.
I don't want to massively interject here. What do you mean by vibe?
In what way did I say?
You keep using the word vibe.
Yeah.
I just need some, so I understand.
I think the vibe is like the energy, the emotions of the situation, the vibe.
Okay.
Do you want to be here?
Like if my vibe doesn't vibe with y'all's vibe,
we don't know what your vibe is.
It doesn't seem like it does. Like I don't think we vibe, guys, and that's fine. Like it sucks.
I don't think we know enough to know. Transparently, I don't know enough about you to vibe. However,
I agree.
Which is why it is important. Look, I'm going to say this again. I've been in far too many meetings, and trust me, this won't be the first one. This wasn't the first, and ain't going to be the last. Right? There are too many of these sort of conversations that I'm putting forward exactly what I see, what I heard, etc., etc. This should not anger anybody. It does, though. And I get it because it's new. But in the same way, right now you're telling me you don't feel supported. We need to know the why, right? Because otherwise, this is a one-way communication, right?
So just to tackle what Knight just said, I'll go into specifics. Is it specifically the court case, like no one helping you with the court case? I know that's one. Is it also not being as involved in training? Is it more people aren't coming to you to patrol? You feel like you're alone on patrol? What exactly is where you feel you've been pushed out? Because I'll try my best.
I'm gonna say it's the vibe again, and I understand that doesn't. I don't know. I guess that doesn't click the same way in everybody else's brain.
I know what you mean by vibe. Basically, just the
old Knight would have fired her already.
I guess attitude
because this is too much time waste for him.
Less of a better word of the department.
I like Helen the character, but for Brian,
it's goofy.
I just don't really like.
This is already a waste of time.
I feel like I did a lot of work for 3 months. I was the only command member around in Shift 2 for the BCSO.
But I always try to give people enough space to like explain themselves. And this is a big change I'm bringing.
High command.
The same thing with Miller, right?
All the fucking time.
Is that Miller just started lying?
People disagreed with me. I'm very opinionated, and I'm not afraid to insert my opinion into shit.
But I'm trying to bring some balance.
But that's just,
Because if Frost ain't firing, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta play the other guy.
Like kind of a personal question, and I mean, I'll leave it up to you. And me and you are friends, and I'm trying to be as in the middle as I can be. Have you given, you say you don't fit the vibe. Have you given this new thing a chance, or have you looked at it and step back and be like, that's just not for me? Have you actually given it a chance?
Romella's really good here,
honestly.
I mean, I've come on duty and I've patrolled. I was out of town in Wisconsin for a while, which is not related to whether or not I'm vibing here or not. I had to go on a trip, but I've been coming around. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've been trying to like get along with Brian. Like I call him about stuff sometimes, but oh shit. Food?
You see, the apple don't fall far from the tree. This is why I'll sit here. I told you. Look, and I got you some crunch boxes. Okay,
thank you.
I'll get you a little Milky Mountain real quick. Here we go.
Keep going. I'm listening.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is new. Besides, Brian is in shift 1, which I just straight up don't wake up in shift 1. I'm not really able to.
I'm both shifts.
Brian's around like 14 hours a day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've been going to sleep at like 4 a.m.
Right. Well, yeah, I see you in shift 2, and I've like tried to like chat with you, get to know you a little bit, because I only ever really knew you as an LSPD guy. But
never again. Fuck that place.
Right.
Except shift 2, I like them.
I don't think I've not given it a try, but also, I don't know. It hasn't really been that long. Again, don't feel super supported. I was also like working on Ranger stuff with Matilda. I think it's really strange to hand that to the Bajorn when Matilda is like been the only person who's cared about that for a long ass time.
Can I point something out? I'm not trying to interrupt you. So
no, yeah, go ahead.
I think part of it is you have to understand. I didn't expect to be here, even though my family's from Toledo, and I don't know why I ever joined the LSPD, but this wasn't pre-planned by me. And to a large degree, Frost getting that position, he didn't know till he got it, right? Nobody knows who's going to be the new sheriff. And the reality is that when there is a massive shift of of individuals at the top, especially in an existing department, there is going to be an understandable amount of folks that are unfortunately left on the sidelines. Like you mentioned about Matilda, right? I'm glad you brought that up. And individuals that were working on something and may feel that all their hard work was lost. However, it is, I hope that it needs to be understood, and maybe part of this conversation is what the value of it is. I'm glad you're bringing these things up. Is right. that it allows, like, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Is because
yesterday
we don't
I
know.
bravoed 50 yards from the BCSO and LSPD showed up when there was like 5 people sitting here. Just like as an example of like not feeling supported.
What time? Well, I mean, look, let's not go into specifics. Yeah, it doesn't help.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
not specifics.
Well, I mean,
but like,
Helen, we don't know what was happening here, right?
To the vibe,
we might have been in the. No, listen. Let's think.
No, I understand that, but from my POV, it doesn't feel good. It's not good for the vibe. Sorry, Frost. Sorry, the vibe.
Here's the thing.
I just need to know what the vibe is. I'm a builder.
No, the vibe is a very it's a very fluid concept.
I don't think, and I think I hope you would think that you don't believe 5 people sat in here, saw Helen went down, and they said, fuck Helen. You know what I mean? If anyone did in this department, they would not be in this department. And I say that very just straightforward. To the extent of, I have already had to, you're going to hear a lot of fuck LSPD. So, there is a lot of, I do not fuck with their vibe. Look, I'll try to,
Sure.
Because I don't think they know what accountability is. I think they're exceptionally hypocritical. And I'm going to use an example because you're owed this. I had to deal with them gatekeeping shit from what should have been a lead investigator on a massive case over something that happened 9 months ago. And they borderline wanted that individual fired. And I told them, that how are you going to go and expect this guy who said some shit? How are you going to get butthurt because he said some shit to your fucking boy toys with guns when you've literally fucking expelled him and don't trust him? If I don't trust you, you're not in the department. And if we do not trust each other, then you shouldn't be in the department either. And that goes in unidirections. So my point being, if that did happen and I caught wind of it, they're either suspended or on their way out, right? Because, and I'm telling you this because I want you to trust the deputies here to never make such a decision. That if something like that were to ever occur, and
didn't you guys only come to the court case today because Ruby told you should come?
I did, because I didn't know it was happening. Helen, I think you need to understand something. Perhaps it's something. I
talked to you about this court case like 2 days ago.
But you're not the.
Ruby did not ask me.
You are not the only thing that I am dealing with. You are not special. Unfortunately, I am dealing with much bigger problems than whether or not to show up at a court case. And this is not to point out like your court case didn't matter. I am dealing with. Listen, I'm dealing with shit that you would. How do I put this into words without going into details, because I can't go into details. I am dealing with problems that Oh, God damn it. So we need to come up with a fucking public statement on this shit. We have 4 people that are not in the police department anymore this week. That has been my week, and I've been dealing with having to handle it because apparently no one else can, in addition to becoming the devil that exposed it. So, I might have been talking about why you can't cook meth as law enforcement and why you shouldn't be writing shit down. I might have needed to, I don't know, explain to a bunch of degenerates why a longtime interrogator caught someone lying to 3 members of high command about smashing up someone's grave over malicious prosecution and a malicious raid that never should have happened. I'd explain to
LSPD shift 2 officer threatening an LSPD
oh
shift 2
yeah,
sergeant.
well, no, it gets worse. I'd explain to someone that I gave them something they thought I was hiding from them, but it was there the entire time, but they don't know how to use Google Docs and hit the request button. Like, it's like simple shit.
So you realize as much as you're dealing with, like, I also have other shit going on.
I know you do, but I'm not the one over here saying, but you knew about it. I'm just saying that I want you to be considerate that, we have so much other stuff going on that it's not reasonable to expect that if I got a call like a couple days ago, that that's going to be at the front of my list or anyone else in high command. Because I'm on duty 15 hours a day because I'm juggling a million things, right? And it's not that I didn't want to go. I don't think it's that Frost didn't want to go. It's that there needs to be a better form of communication from those responsible. And what if I was in your position, and trust me, I have done this, is that you got to go to these, like what I would have done, my recommendation for you, Helen, next time, everyone's going to want to go to your case. But what you should have done, whether you want to believe it or not, is you should have went immediately at the shift meeting and been like, hey guys, I've got this huge court case. I would love for y'all to come. And I do need 3 of our deputies to come down or whatever there to help with like security or whatever. And I guarantee you we would have went down there. You know what I mean?
You realize I've done that before for other court cases and nobody has shown up.
We are not the old. I'm telling you right now, we are not what you used to be, for better or worse. All right? And I don't want to hear like, you've done something
also,
before.
Like,
that ain't us. That ain't me. I get you, but be understanding on the other end of the perspective, right? Like we wouldn't have known. Who would have known, right? Am I being at least somewhat reasonable here? I'm trying to be at least. At least I hope I'm being reasonable.
I mean, maybe on some things, maybe not on others, at least from my POV, but,
I don't know what the old high command used to do. I don't. I can only.
It doesn't really matter at this point.
Okay.
Helen, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you trust me?
In what way? To ask questions?
As your sheriff?
I don't really know you.
Do you trust your high command?
I trust the general concept of my high command.
And do you trust the department here?
This is going better than
Not
the
as
Miller
much as I used to.
conversation.
It's a yes or no.
Not as much as I used to, but I think there's still
No
trust
one's
there.
been.
I don't think trust is black and white.
Do you want to work here?
I'm rooting for her too. Otherwise I would not have given this opportunity.
I feel like I want you to say no.
I feel like I want you to tell the truth.
I want you to say yes, Helen. And I want you to say yes because you want to work here. That you say to yourself, you know what? I may not fully agree, but I'm going to try my damn hardest to try to follow in the vision. I'm telling you that straight. But that
I love Blaine County. I love doing my job.
But do you want to do your job here? Is the question. In this department, under this command structure.
Don't dare make those comparisons. I'm gonna root for them, but I'm setting us.
I don't really know, to be honest.
There we go.
I need a yes or no, Helen.
I'm okay with her having some time and coming back with a decision. But you have to understand, man, she's acting like she wants the way out, and she's acting like she wants us to fire her.
I'm happy to step down. I'd like to finish my obligations to my current case responsibility before that happens.
Okay, so am I understanding this correctly? Because what you said there, I want to understand your intention with what you said. Do you want to work here?
I do, but I don't feel like it's the right fit right now.
Can I ask why?
I don't feel like we vibe, guys.
Do you believe you know us to make that determination?
No, but I don't believe you know me either. I don't really believe that you want to.
This is what the confusion is coming in. I think I know you, but I think both parties need to give each other a chance. But you also have to realize that there are certain things that you just can't do. You were command at one point, and there's just certain things that can't be done, and you don't know what the vibe is because it's only been a month. You and I both know through all the changes that we've been through,
18
that a month
days
is not enough to really get a feel what's going on. So you guys just got to give each other a chance. Just to stop right now and say we don't vibe I just don't think you're giving it a chance. I think you're thinking of what it is without even dipping your toes in. To be honest,
Porter, I think you know as well as anybody else, this shit's exhausting.
It is, and I'm exhausted with you because we got hired at the same time. But
and that's why it's like I want to support y'all's, own independent vision. Pretty big on like supporting people, like doing what they want to do and being the kind of people they want to be, and building up whatever they want to do. If you'd ever taken the time to talk to me, again, I get that's passive aggressive and that's the problem. But like, you might know me a bit more. You might know that, but I don't know. I don't know if y'all's vision aligns with me as a person. And I don't know if I've had enough time to figure that out.
Okay, well, so
but
here,
I don't think this conversation today, like this approach, like this doesn't feel good to me. This conversation, all of this, and I recognize if like that's also on me. I'm not blaming anybody for that, but like this, like I don't feel like we are communicating well. I don't feel like we are really understanding each other. I don't really feel confident speaking my mind. And that's like, it's not really how I want to feel when I'm at work. And I don't know if I've made a decision on how I feel about y'all as like a high command. So if like I have to give an answer today, it's I don't know. And then if I'm pushed to a yes or no, it's like I don't know. Yes, I want to work here. I love Blaine County. I love this department. I love the vibe. Usually, I recognize that that's shifting. It takes me time to figure out how I feel about things. I am very public about my opinions on everything. All the time. Everybody who knows me or takes a minute to talk to me, I consider them a friend and I will tell them everything about everything. But, I mean, not private information. Don't investigate me for corruption. But,
okay, right. So again, listen, I don't like
I'm happy to finish up my obligations and step down.
I'm very black and white. I don't want to hear like finish obligation, step down. It's for me. It is. I know it's a complex situation, but for me, like, I don't want a like conformed sentence with multiple things and necessarily feelings in it. I just need a simple yes or no to do you want to work here. I don't want to know if you love Blaine. I just need that yes or no answer, and that's it. And I don't want you to say no, but I do need a yes no answer.
I think we inherently disagree on that, and that's unfortunate.
So what's that mean? Is that a no or a yes?
In my heart, I want to work here, but logically, I'm understanding that I don't mesh.
So
what's the word?
And to be clear, you want an answer right now. I don't get to think about this. I just got out of surgery an hour ago.
Seems like you, to me,
the
had a
conversation started with, "Are you ready for this?"
Over the past month of me being sheriff.
I feel like I've had new information presented to me in this conversation.
Yeah, I need an answer now.
Yes, I want to work here.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right.
Then let's give you some more support, and let's communicate more, and speak to your command more, and let's figure this out.
And for the time being, if you're having issues, I want you going directly to Romello for the time being. And because some of those concerns did not bubble up. Romello, does that sound like a good idea? Maybe maybe two-way. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that there's no break in the chain.
I'll be.
To be fair, you have you had understandable obligations with the special forces that I sent you off to for last week. So I know you weren't around. I hope that sniper rifle's working good. I'm expecting you to use it well in the field.
Can't wait for the new TRT sniper rifle. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll speak to the other person as well.
Helen, I do not want this to be misconstrued here, and I'm saying this directly to you. I want you to succeed, even if it may not feel like it.
Yeah, I don't believe that, respectfully.
And I don't, and that's fine. But this is how we do.
You don't believe we want you to succeed?
No.
Well, then how can you work for us? I'm struggling to understand.
You asked me if I want to work here, and I said yes.
But just not underneath us.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what I'm getting.
Wait, no. Why do you not want? Why do you think that I do not want you to succeed?
I just don't really feel that.
Okay. Well, we're going to show you. However, work on the insubordination issues. If you don't feel like you're being insubordinate, Mello can sort of help explain sort of the whens and the whats, right? It is something that we are going to be working on throughout the department. And there are going to be expectations. Now, I know that there has been conversations in the past in regards to, the conversations about PNT, needing command, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know the full extent of it. We can certainly talk about that today to clear the air, if you so wish. However, everyone will have a proper career path. And if you don't believe it now, you will believe it at the end. you're willing to work with us. So
I would love to feel like that, but we'll see.
well, all right. Okay.
I'm open to my opinions changing.
Okay. I'm good by that. All right. Anything else we got to discuss here? All right. Thank you for your time, Helen. Anything else you want to bring up?
Good.
All right.
I can't. I lost my key to this door. Thank you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
We're no better than the LSPD. I can't believe she walked out this office employed.
Please do not compare us to LSPD.
I understand your frustration, Frost, and I understand, you're looking at a track record. But from me, I think it's the best interest, since you're new, to at least give someone the olive branch and they choose to smack it away at the first instance. That's where you show your fangs. That's how I feel about it.
I'm expecting LSPD High Command to call me with a transfer request.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
there's a very clear difference here. All right. And that difference is she has been given very clear instructions. And if she does not adhere to those instructions, it is squarely on her.
The way that she spoke to us was...
She has been given the warning. Official warning is always important before administrative action. And I very respectfully here, find it gross for us to make a comparison with LSPD. There was no coddling here. There was no excuses. We spoke our mind. She was given an opportunity to speak her mind, whether she chose to do so or not. We are not walking out of here saying that there is no problem. There is. And we have given her a clear path as to what she needs to resolve. Now, if she chooses not to resolve it, after she has told us she wants to work here, being made clear what those requirements are, that is squarely on her. Now, if a week from now, 2 weeks from now, there is no resolution, I will personally fire her.
Do you guys feel like this is dealt with?
I think, well,
I feel it's ongoing.
Correct.
Listen, like I said, I would have fired her. I didn't. This is your shift. You guys feel you dealt with it right? Then that's fine.
All right.
Let me know how she gets on.
All right.
All right.
At night, how the fuck I gotta deal with Jonah now, because Jonah's just feeding fucking wood to the fire.
I would not jump to that conclusion just yet. We need to talk to him. And I think what I just said is very important, right? Old mate, who had learned much few. I am the oldest member of High Command. I'm probably one of the longest tenured across both departments. And I'm not saying this like stroking my dick type shit. I have fired people on the spot. It doesn't work. It does not work. It is our job to make everyone succeed. And she did something that this is new. Bringing everyone in a room and me talking the way that I did. I was straightforward. We need to do that more often. Here are the problems. You need to be comfortable with saying what your problems are. And she was given that opportunity, made clear guidelines. Let's see what she does in a week or two. And in the same way, the same will be done with Jonah. If we find that they are not taking on these things and improving, or at least showing an attempt to go in a positive trajectory, that's when we have to take action, right? What do you think? And feel free to disagree.
My only problem with this, and you're probably not privy to this information, this is one of the reasons to why Jonah was kind of held back before is because he has been looped into a lot of different he says she said dramas between him, Helen, and Snoopy.
Then we will bring him in and correct that, because I think you're probably, and I'm sorry for interjecting there, you're probably right. I want him here, and we're going to say that, and we're going to say stop.
Yeah.
Because I am I had to be the nice one out of the both of us today. You know what I mean? He was on the fire energy. I was like, fuck, I got to play the mommy today, right? Is that we still have to you always give the warning. Like, you know what there's another word for it in the military. It's like notice. We just put her on notice, right?
Yeah.
And now it's on her.